This is a true story of my client's uncle and aunt. I have his permission to share. His uncle was a mechanic who lived in Kota Baru, Kelantan. His aunt was a homemaker. They had three sons, all of whom were working in Singapore. One of his sons had a disabled child. He asked his parents to shift to Singapore to help look after his child. This auntie and uncle sold off everything, packed up, and moved to Singapore. They looked after their grandson for 14 years. The son applied for PR status for them many times but was rejected. As they grew older, this auntie and uncle started having health problems, especially the uncle who developed dementia. Because they weren't PR, the medical expenses was very high. The uncle's condition worsened until he couldn't live with his son's family anymore. The son then moved the couple out into a flat with a rental of 1,800 Sing dollars. One day, the landlord decided to raise the rent to $3,000. The three sons couldn't afford the rental and medical expenses, so they shifted the elderly couple to Kuala Lumpur. Uncle was put into an old folks' home where the rental was 2,000 ringgit a month. The place was very run down, and Uncle was put in a back room with just a fan. There was no air conditioning. Auntie would travel each day from Puchong to visit him. Uncle was still aware of his surroundings and was very sad. He became depressed and passed away one night without any family by his side. Is that what you get for looking after your grandson for 14 years? Unfortunately, this kind of story is getting more and more common nowadays. I have a close relative whose husband passed away. Her son also lived in Singapore and brought her to live with his family. But he treated her very badly. Like the whole family would go out to eat but would just leave her alone at home. And they didn't pack any food for her when they came back. She had to eat instant noodles every day. In the end, we persuaded her to come back to live in Malaysia. Yes, she had to live alone, but it's better than being tortured by her son and daughter-in-law, crying every day. Friends, no matter how great your children are, don't forget about the in-laws. They may not treat you well. Or perhaps your spouse has passed on and your children are all overseas. Who's going to look after you? In this video, I'm going to share what you can do to grow old with dignity. Number one, very important. Do not give your money to your children when you are alive. Whatever properties, businesses, cash that you have, a lot or a little, keep them with you. If you have substantial assets, use a will to distribute them after you are gone. If it's not that much, let your children get a lawyer to settle it. As long as you hold on to your money, you have the power to make decisions. If you have no money, other people will make decisions for you. You have no say. Remember that. Number two, invest in a self-care fund. Put aside money specifically for nursing home and elderly care expenses. For example, you may have to rent an oxygen tank or breathing assistance kit, or pay for expensive medications for Alzheimer's. Where possible, use a low-risk, capital-guaranteed saving product. This fund needs to be liquid. That means you can withdraw anytime you need money. So you can't put it into properties. That's not liquid. Properties need time to sell. If you do an urgent sale, you won't get a good price. And the fund also needs to be stable. If you put it into the stock market without any protection, half or more of it may be gone by the time you need to use this fund. Lastly, this fund needs to keep abreast with inflation. Keeping your money in the bank may be very safe and very liquid, but you lose out to inflation over time. So one very suitable investment is a saving plan which invests in the S&P 500 with a capital guarantee. As long as the stock market rises, your fund increases. But if there's a stock market crash, you don't need to worry. Your fund is guaranteed at 140% of your total contribution. So upon maturity, you will get the higher of either your account value or 140% of your total contribution. Number 3, establish a trust. If you follow steps 1 and 2, you will have money. But if you're incapacitated and your spouse is no longer around, who's going to help pay your bills and buy medication for you? If your children are overseas, it's difficult for them to help you. This is where a trust will come in useful. You can establish a trust and give it instructions to take care of you in old age using the self-care fund that you have set up in step 2. The trust will pay your hospital and nursing home bills, pay for nurses to give you proper care, and pay for any medical assistance or medication that you may need. If you need any help in setting up a self-care fund or a trust, drop me a message or email. I hope you find this video interesting. Please like, follow, and share if you find this video helpful. See you in the next one. Bye bye.